I'm now going to feed my starter so that I can show you exactly what I'm doing, getting ready for making my own bread, basically. So first things first is, this is my starter. I was going to bake today. I ran out of time. I got up too late because my son got up at 4 o'clock this morning. By the time I then got up this morning, it was all just wrong, and there was no way I was baking bread this morning. With all the best will in the world, it wasn't going to happen. And then this is my discard jar, kept in the fridge. As you can see, it started to separate. Absolutely no problem at all. Just stir it in, it's fine. So what we're going to do is, I know that my jar weighs 450 grams, and I'm going to feed this ready for baking tomorrow. So I want to do a nice high ratio in this so that it takes a really long time. I want a good, I don't know, how long do I want? Like 15, 16 hours or something. I want a nice long one on this. So I am going to leave 10 grams in here. Feels like it's a bit wasteful, but it's my own fault because I got up late, basically. But there we go, it's not a problem. I mean, what I could do, there's two things I could do here. I could either do a high ratio and then leave it for a long time, or I could do a feed now and then in 5 or 6 hours do another one. I think I might do that, actually. Let's do that. I think I actually feel like doing that because I also, it's all just gone a bit wrong, really. So I want this to say 50 grams. So I want this to say 500, no, a bit more. So that jar there is now going to go back in the fridge for discard recipes. There we go, 500, perfect. Then in here, so that's 50 grams because 450 plus 50 is 500, which is why it's important to know what your jar weighs. Okay, now I know that some people say that I leave my whisk, my spoon or whatever in the jar. Just press 0 and it deletes everything and everything goes back to normal, and it's not a problem. So I'm going to put in here 50 grams, and what I'm actually going to do is put this on a heat mat so that I can then feed it later before I go to bed tonight. Otherwise I'm going to get myself into a bit of a muddle with where my starter's at. It's either going to peak too soon or peak too late. So there we go, that's got 50 of that, and then 50, because it's not very warm at the moment, so I will put it on the heat mat. If you're confused about where to get a heat mat from, they're what the gardeners use. It's a seedling mat. So if you just research that, they might have them on TikTok Shop, I'm not sure. So we're just going to stir it in, and that is that. That is my starter fed. So this is not ready for baking, as in, actually there would be enough, because I would still be left with a few grams of starter around the jar, and that is perfectly fine to feed your starter with literally like 1 gram of starter. There we go, that's my starter, and I might even tonight treat it to a nice clean jar as well. So there we go, that is that. I'm gonna pop that on there, get the heat mat out, get that on the side, stir this one up. Looks a bit disgusting, but it's fine. And then I made pancakes with this on the weekend, and my son, he ate them all. So my son that doesn't like sourdough ate sourdough pancakes, and he thought they were delicious. So there we go, that's that. Easy as that. And I hope that all of that makes perfect sense.